Anyways, enough of that. I'm pretty sure everyone has agreed that Starview Peak is the most underwhelming new course in Mario Kart World. It's fine, it's just kind of boring. I think this track shares a lot with Boo Cinema, which I just made a redesign of. It's just very simple, but it has so much missed potential. I personally think this one falls even shorter since the theming and music aren't as good to me, and the water section is just like really boring. Originally, I was just gonna redo the entire top right corner of the map because they just kind of fell off here, but who wants to watch me draw a straight line, am I right? I didn't realize how little this course had going for it until I started recording for this. For Boo Cinema, I drove around and explored for a solid 15 minutes to gather ideas and footage. I did the lap on Starview, and that was it. There really isn't much going on here aside from this little library. I will talk about what I like and hate about it, but there's actually nothing I can think of that stands out. I think it's a really pretty track at nighttime, and that's about it. I don't hate the track, there's just like nothing going on here. So my first idea going into this was to give this track something big to make it stand out. It's mirroring Bowser's Castle across the map, so it has a lot to live up to. What I went with was having a small planet be close to the peak. I figured it'd be fitting here, and it'll make this less of an ice track and more of a space track. I'll go ahead and walk you through what I got. It'll start a floor below where you usually start, then go up the observatory area. You take a left up here, then jump onto this floating water area. I decided to keep the constant speed boost that's in the original, since the water sections can be pretty slow. You do a huge jump here to the next bit, then take the super slanted road to the floating planet I mentioned earlier. You jump around it, and there's a grind rail set up here so you can jump onto the ring, and grind along that instead. You hit this glider ramp and fly back down this sort of waterfall with a lot of boost rings on it. You can choose to go down into the water or keep flying and take this little ramp up here. There's some little birds down here. They would shoot ice clouds at you. This will freeze you and cause you to lose control, which, side rant, I am really mad about how the ice flower was put in the world. The ice flower was in Mario Kart Tour, and in that game, they would freeze you for a bit and just make you lose control instead of just spinning out. It was a really neat difference between the two. But then in Mario Kart World, it's literally just a fire flower reskin. And not even a great reskin, because I played with several of my friends, and they all said, why did I just get nutted on? Anyways, you take this roundabout right here, back up to the starting line. I think climbing this part specifically in between laps would be really fun, and that's how I would make Starview Peak a little more fun, without completely changing everything. I've had some little extra things here too. You can take this river up here to get the TK Pass. These two rails over here wouldn't be present, and then you could take that road over to Boo Cinema. Here on the right, there's a warp star at the end of this road. It's a real bummer that you can't explore the giant rainbow road in this game, but if you could, I think it'd be fitting to have extra ways up there besides the single entrance in the middle. If you go more to the right, we have a battle course, Sherbert Ring from Mario Kart 7, and here it has more of a space theme to fit the area. If you look below it, you can see the iconic Ice Outpost roads. I am still so confused on why this track has these roads in it. I'm a big fan of the theories on like the retro to nitro spectrum in this game. Like people were saying that Faraway Oasis was supposed to be Riverside Park, and I think that makes sense since there's no Game Boy courses in this game. And I mean, look at the layout, they're pretty similar. The atmosphere is almost similar, but I feel like they just kind of stretched it a little too far to the point where it became its own course. I personally think they could have gotten away with making Dino Dino Jungle and Choco Mountain completely new tracks if they stretched the layout a little more. But these theories make me wonder if Starview Peak was supposed to be Ice Outpost or something like that. Because why else would they give another snow track green and yellow dual roads, but then make it lame? I don't know, but I did think a set of two roads like this for a full connection course would be really fun. So there'd be a little tunnel somewhere back here that you could take down the mountain to Sky High Sunday, or to another course, like Ice Outpost itself. Yeah, I figured why not go ahead and see what the outpost would look like in World. I didn't really think about where this would go in a cup. We'll just assume you're coming from Starview. I originally had the green and yellow road come through them in the back, but I thought it felt kind of out of the way, so they would just lead to the ocean somewhere. You would drive over from this way. This boat over here would have a helicopter on it and free roam, but in a normal race, it'd just be a ramp off to the side. You drive under the course right here and then go to this little port area, make a U-turn onto the actual course. Then it's just Ice Outpost. I added an iceberg here for potential wall shenanigans. The shortcut here has a glider ring at the end so that you can glide a bit here, or you can jump onto this wall and cut through this smaller port area. There's another wall riding shortcut here, and not too much else besides that. I figured this track would make a lot of sense to return since it's kind of infamous for its super hard shortcuts, so they could double down on those with all the advanced mechanics that World has. Whenever you're leaving this course to go to another, it'll either start you in the water or let you drive through this port area. And that's my Starview Peak remake. I hope it's what a bunch of you were asking for. I don't think there's really any more Mario Kart World tracks I would redesign. Replace? Yes, but that's different. Thank you for watching. join my server if you'd like to, or check out my fully original track concept if you want to see what's lurking in my brain. Hope you have a good day, and I love you guys.